man, no matter what you say about the Cassidy situation, like it or love it, Cassidy was explicit in that situation. Did Puff use his power and influence, right, to bring her into it? Yes, but she signed her soul to the devil, man. Whenever the devil show up, you gotta commit your soul to it. You gotta sign them papers. Can't nobody sign them papers to you but you.
Wake up! Top of the top. You are now watching the hottest morning show on the planet, the Rise and Grind Morning Show with CEO Hockley. It's time to get up and count up.
So what we have here is a prominent hip hop figure has fallen, right? Yes. You know, as they say, man, my grandma used to say back in the day, they build you up only to tear you down. Now, the one thing about Sean, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Love, right, is this. Sean Combs always represented coolness, man. He always represented what we wanted, right, in our culture, man. He made the black man look cool, man. From all personas, from all perspectives, he made black look cool, man. Motherfuckers wanted to be black, man. Puff was an icon the same way Snoop was an icon. And he just ain't get there like because he wanted to be there, man. He put in a lot of work, man. He put in a lot of work all the way from the mid 80s up until now, man. Let's just say he started in 86, right? And right now we at what? Finna be 2026. Man, the brother almost has 40 years in exceeding in hip hop, man, and being the face of hip hop. It's no different from him and Snoop. These people are icons in this culture of hip hop, which shapes black culture. It's like, well, why is that? Because that's what it is, man. Because we come from a system of lack and a sense of a situation of poverty to where, man, Puff rose to the occasion, man, and he represented black people and he represented us well. He represented young black people well. He represented the new millionaire, the new person, man. You could be Puff. Everybody wanted to sign the Puff. Everybody wanted to be a bad boy, right? And we also saw Puff grow, man, go through his changes with losing his artist, Biggie, right? With being in certain situations with other artists, right? Hit a nigga in the head with a bottle, the J-Lo situation where he was shooting. We was able to see this young man grow into the man that he became. He became a man of huge power, of huge influence, right? And everything. And we watched that and we celebrated that as we saw him rise. Well, today in 2024, we saw the fall of Puff, man. Yeah. We saw the rise, we saw the fall, right? Well, CEO, how do you feel about his fall? What do you feel about that? I gotta use a line from Farrakhan, man. He say, when you watch people fall, don't laugh, learn, right? Learn, because you too are privy to making the same mistakes. So I'm interested in it because I'm like, well, damn. They just gonna tear this nigga down like this, man. And when I say tear down, I'm saying at one point before the Cassidy lawsuit comes out, which come out in November last year, and we talked about here on the channel, Puff was here. You ever heard the thing from 0 to 60, right? Or from 0 to 100? I'm just amazed that a nigga could go from 60 or 100 to 0. Ain't no gradually fall off. I mean, from here to there, from the top to the bottom. They call it a free fall to 0. Now, we done saw people rise from here to here, but damn, and it's the same way. Whether you see my good friend Charleston White go from here to here, or you see Sexy Red go from here to here, we tuned in, we watching, it's entertainment. Like, damn, this dude was just over here. Now he over there. And it works in reverse to see a person go from here to here. It's entertaining, man. It's something to watch, man. It's very interesting. And it's like, damn, what is actually going on? We are all intrigued. We are all watching. But, CEO watches from a different angle, from a different perspective, man. I watch to learn. I don't watch to be entertained. I watch to be educated, right? because, like Farrakhan said, I'm not privy to making the same mistakes. You know, I'm not here to show grace or show mercy for Puff. That's not my position. Only the Lord could do that, because only the Lord know what he did or he ain't did. These motherfucking white folks, or should I say black folks, because what you do not know about the Southern District of New York, the federal court in the Eastern District, right, of New York, is ran by a young black man that's 46 years old. Yes, the person who has indicted Puff is a young black man, 46 years old, grew up on Puff music. I'm 46, know Puff very well, right? The person that indicted Puff and indicted the mayor is a black man. See, we hear the feds, we hear this, but the top attorney over there is a 46-year-old black man who's very familiar with these individuals that he has decided to take down and go after, right? Because he needs these people to lift his profile up. And y'all don't even know him. I never even heard of him. This is probably some of y'all first time hearing of this particular individual. And I'm not painting him as the villain. He's definitely not the villain in this situation. I'm just showing y'all that it's not always a colorism thing going on. Yeah, it is a power thing going on. What you see is a power struggle happening in real time. And the best way to take Puffy power and take Puffy influence is to demonize him. Now, we all saw the Cassidy video, and the Cassidy video looked pretty bad, man. I do not advocate any domestic violence or any violence against women, man. Nobody wants to see that. And the Cassidy thing looked pretty violent. But I would be disingenuous if I tell you I never heard or never saw a nigga beat his bitch, man. I would be disingenuous to say that I have never saw two people madly in love with each other be very toxic to each other. Yeah, I would be disingenuous. We see it every day on the news where a motherfucker go as far as the killing a motherfucker, whether it's the man killing a woman or the woman killing a man, or whether it's a murder, suicide. These things are not uncommon in our society as it relates to people being in love. Man, this shit happens every day and it happens often, right? So seeing that, I'm like, boy, look at this shit. Damn, this shit real. Of course, it's a shock because it's Puff, and we hold these rich people to a certain standard. But human nature rules all. Nobody is above human nature. Nobody is above it. How could you be above it? If you was above human nature, you wouldn't be human. I'm gonna say that again. If you was above human nature, you wouldn't be human. What's human nature? Being consumed by your feelings, by your emotions, being driven by your feelings, driven by your emotions. And that's no different. So when I see that in the hallway, nigga running out with a towel, she running from the nigga hitting her and dragging her, man, I see two very toxic people in a love affair. And I'm not saying it's right, but I could understand without knowing what's happening that shit crazy there. And that needs to end. Do Puff need to go to jail? Do Puff need to lose his power? Does Puff need to be disgraced? I don't know, man. I don't know the context of that. But anyway, that video and Cassidy lawsuit, right, has led to this happening. And you know, we discussed it on the show before. It all happens because he got too powerful and tried to sue the liquor company that he was with, the people that own Ciroc, and put a discrimination lawsuit about him. So they brought the house of cards falling down on Puff. But that's fine. But they didn't bring the charges. The black man, the 46-year-old federal attorney, prosecutor in New York, brought about the charges. And now we see Puff House get raided. We see the raid, we see all this different stuff. And I'm looking at it as a person that has been a victim of the criminal justice system and been a part of it. And it's like, okay, they raid his house, they get tapes, and the biggest thing they could talk about is 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Now I'm saying to myself, like, the federal government then ran into somebody's house. They have spent money on an investigation, a multi-state investigation. They running in the house in Florida, they running in the house in New York, and they only come out with 1,000 bottles of baby oil. as they put in their transcript. 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Right then and there, I was like, oh no, they don't have a case. This is not even about having evidence of anything other than to take his power and take his influence. Because I'm like, if you set up a federal investigation for some terrorists or from sex trafficking, and all you find is 1,000 bottles of baby oil, you ain't got no case, man. Yeah, you ain't got no case. This nigga's in that federal penitentiary for sex trafficking for real. You see money transactions, right? You see motherfucking prostitution going on. You see all this here. You running in, that's all you got. That's all you find. And then you also say, well, he was paying professional. This is what they say. He was paying professional sex workers to come to his house or to come to his party. Again, what's wrong with that? You know, it's the classic thing to say like, oh, you was buying pussy. So we gonna set up a sting for the niggas that's buying pussy. Okay, you caught me buying pussy. Hey, man, the sex workers ain't on trial. They other customers ain't on trial. Puff wasn't the only client. So right here, you see this is a nitpicking situation, man. This is what they call a scandal, a scandalous type shit. But then when we look into it more and it hits social media, everybody is talking negatively about a Puff party. Now let's be real. A year ago, nigga, we all trying to get to a Puff party. I don't think there's nobody in the fucking world would turn down an invitation to a Puff party. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be real with you. If the nigga get out and throw a party, I want to invite. I want to invite to a motherfucking Puff party. Now, the whole part of the baby oil. Now, listen. Baby oil is fine. I don't like baby oil though, because anybody engaged, it get kind of sticky after the fact. Like you sure enough gotta take a shower. Give me some KY jelly or some warm. I ain't really into the baby oil. The baby oil make you feel dirty. It get a little grit to it, but all that gay shit, you gotta get out of here with that shit. I ain't going to no parties where there's any ass clapping going on. You could clap me out them parties, Puff. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You hiring big cock niggas I don't know nothing about that shit. If you hiring any big cock niggas, I can't attend. Yeah, I cannot attend. We cannot participate. But people are on here acting like they never been to a Puff party. What you mean? I don't even know Puff. Well, if you look at the transcripts, Puff parties happen every day. It's a swinger club going on tonight, happening right now tonight. Matter of fact, Halloween coming up. You want to see some Puff parties? Go to any one of these swinger parties for Halloween where you wear a mask and everybody get fucked. This shit has been going on. Some of y'all have participated in these parties, right? Even if it ain't swinger shit. Some of y'all participated in going to the hotel and having freak offs, man. This shit is human nature. Human nature. A lot of y'all want to participate. A lot of y'all had a freak off last night. Yeah. Pico fell asleep on the live. He was coming from a freak off. He was coming from somewhere. It made him tired. It wasn't coming from a YouTube party. Yeah, he was dressed up and everything. Yeah, Pico probably had a freak off last night. That shit put him to sleep on the channel. You know what I'm saying? So why are we making it like this is something scandalous or something to be ashamed of? Now, Puff is not R. Kelly. R. Kelly was a pedophile that was taking advantage of kids. Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile that had a fucking child pedophile ring going on, and the most powerful people went out there to fuck kids and participate in illegal activity. That is not what's going on here with Puff. Bill Cosby was drugging bitches and then raping them, right? And then he ended up beating those charges. This is not what's going on with Puff. These people that are at these freak-offs, whether they are paid or not paid, have showed up willingly to participate. Some of them are even signing NDAs, right, to keep this shit a secret. This is a grown folk event participated in grown folks' activities, man. Let's not be confused about what the fuck is going on here, right? Yeah, so when we could make jokes about it and we could bullshit about it, but at the end of the day, Puff is not fucking underage kids. He is not taking advantage of underage kids. He is being very promiscuous as a powerful man and getting all the finer things in life. Like his wine, he like his wine fine, he like his pussy fine. And he's indulging in fine wine and fine pussy at a high level and a high rate. I don't see nothing wrong with that. What I see is he done fucked with the wrong people and he getting his ass towed down. He will never have the power and the influence he had before. But have you ever seen a nigga charged, sitting in jail, and he is willing to make a $50 million bail? Listen, Puff Daddy is trying to get out of jail. He's trying to get a court $50 million, and they won't let him out. So that's how much they hating on him. That's how much they are using him. Or as we will say in the internet world, this how much the attorney is clout chasing. I've never seen a nigga go to jail and nigga say, I got $50 million to come home. They are here to take his power. They're here to take his influence, man. Behind freak offs or behind him whooping his bitch. Either way, man, no matter what you say about the Cassidy situation, like it or love it, Cassidy was explicit in that situation. Did Puff use his power and influence, right, to bring her into it? Yes, but she signed her soul to the devil, man. Whenever the devil show up, you gotta commit your soul to it. You gotta sign them papers. Can't nobody sign them papers to you but you. Yeah, I signed up to the devil at one point. You are a willing participant in it. Well, how you know that? How I know is because how she left. Did y'all ever pay attention to see how Cassidy? No, two things about the Cassidy situation, right? Because this is the center of what sparks all this investigation. Let's look how Cassidy came into the situation, and let's see how Cassidy left the situation based on public knowledge and information. Cassidy came into the situation with a boyfriend. Cassidy was Ryan Leslie, an artist who wanted to be mentored under Puff boyfriend. So your boyfriend brings you in, you are artist, he an artist. You as his girlfriend, he brings you around a powerful music executive that can help you and help us, and you left him for the power. Listen what I'm telling you. The way she get into this situation is she left her boyfriend for the power and influence Puff had. What do you mean, CEO? What I mean is this. You have a boyfriend, you have a girlfriend, right? You are in a situation with somebody you say you love that you give your body to, right? Can that boyfriend tell you this? Can the boyfriend say this? Hey, man, Puff wanna fuck you. He gonna give me $50,000. Fuck Puff tonight. Would you do that? Most women would not do that because we would look at the man like, oh, that's some pimping shit, man. Damn, you gonna let Puff fuck your bitch for $50,000? Man, I'm trying to get paid. The first thing we will say is he don't love that girl. If he's willing to let Puff pay him to fuck his woman, he don't love that girl. He love money more than he do her. And we would all agree with that. Well, guess what? Cassidy loved money and loved power more than she did her boyfriend. That's how she got into the situation. Straight up. She went for the power and the influence and left the nigga that brought her to the situation. Left that nigga high and dry, called him a lame because she sold her soul. That's how Cassidy got into it. Cassidy got into the game by selling her soul. All right. So once she's in the game and she's dancing with the devil, the dance go on for many years. The dance go on for many years. Then you want to say, oh, well, I ain't signed up for this. What did you think you signed up for? It's a bunch of horn and drugging going on. That's why you left Ryan. He was too square. He don't do drugs. He think. He's trying to make moves. You didn't want that. You signed up for the devil. That's how she came into the situation. Okay. Well, let's look at how she leave the situation. Because from our understanding, Puffy is holding this bitch captive and keeping her, and she can't leave. Well, the way she leaves the situation is the way she came into the situation. She leaves the situation with the trainer Puff hired her. So now she want a Ryan Leslie type nigga. Puff hires somebody to train Cassie. Hey, bitch, you need to start working out. You getting too high, sucking too much dick. I'm ordering all these big dick niggas to fuck you. That shit ain't, but yeah, you need to start working out. So Puff goes out and hire a trainer. Listen, he hires somebody that doesn't have the power or the influence he has. The trainer comes in and start training Cassidy. Let's get in shape. They doing jumping jacks, all this shit here. Cassidy leaves with that. That's how she leaves the Puff situation. She was done with the power. She was done with the fame. She wanted simple. Not only did she leave Puff, guess what happens once she leaves? She get married and she have kids. She's done dancing with the devil. We heard this before, right? We didn't heard this story before, man. Where did this story come from, CEO? Oh, it's the story of the girl that leaves the church. Yeah, it's the story of the girl that was raised in the church. She leaves the church, go out to the streets, get addicted to drugs, selling pussy, tricking and trapping and all that shit there. And then when she get tired of that shit, she want to be wholesome again and comes back to the church and give her life to the Lord. We didn't heard this story before, man. That bitch is explicit in everything that went on. Yeah, if he in jail, she need to be in jail too. I'm gonna say it again. If he's in jail, she needs to be in jail too. Not only Cassidy, but Cassidy is not by herself. This is the picture of everybody that participated with Puff. This is the same picture. Why? Because there's many people that went to Puff parties. A lot of people that say they went to Puff parties, and guess what they say? Man, I ain't know that was happening. And I believe him. A lot of people left before the shit even went on. So you had a choice. That lets you know nobody was forced into this lifestyle or into what was going on. A lot of people, man, I was at Puff Party and such. It was live. Damon Wayne said, I went to many Puff parties. I never saw that. I mean, I ain't know he was doing that. That means you had a choice to leave or stay. And you always had a choice. But like we know, the devil is more influential than the Lord. And you signed up for that shit. Not just Cassidy, everybody that participated signed up for that shit. Young Miami signed up for that shit. Lori Harvey signed up for that shit. Then she left out. So let's not fake in front like Puff is some. These people participated. These people are explicit in the conduct and the behavior of what's going on. And rightfully so. They can be explicit. They grown. Cassidy was grown when she left her wholesome nigga for Puff Daddy. These are grown decisions. Are they the right decisions? Are they wrong decisions? I don't know. You find out later on down the line. But you can't go wrong later on down the line and just blame it solely on that man. You can't do that shit. So we sitting here watch they take his power. And I'm not saying they right. I'm not saying they wrong. Again, the minister say, when somebody fall, learn. Don't laugh. So we here to learn. And it should be many more people in jail because what Puff did really wasn't illegal at all. Puff was just a hypersexual man with money and with power, and he was willing to fuck and freak with anybody that wanted to freak. He didn't make people freak that didn't want to freak. These people wanted to freak, and that's just what that was. And that's that as it relates to that, right? But now let's flip the coin because we ain't done with the story. So it's another lesson here that needs to be learned. And the next lesson needs to be learned is that, hey, you got to stop at some point, man. You got to know where your exit at. I'm talking about the people that are explicit in this behavior. are explicit in doing people wrong or doing negative things. You riding down this road or having it your way or doing whatever the fuck you want to do. And just like any other freeway or expressway, man, you moving fast, right? You passing people up. But you got to know where you exit at. Puff missed his exit, man. He kept going down that road and that shit done led him into a jail cell. You should have got off, Puff. You missed your exit, bruh. You mix your exit. You got to know where to get off at. If not, things get bad for you because when you don't grow, you become stale. When you don't grow, you become old. What does growing look like, CEO? Growing looks like what Jay-Z did, right? You got Puff, you got Jay-Z, right? Two powerful, influential people in hip-hop, right? Controlling the game, right? The 2000s come. Both of these people, Puff been around since the 80s, Jay-Z been around since the 80s. Jay-Z didn't pop into the 90s, Puff popped from the moment he came into the game, right? They both been through something, they both lost something, but they at the top of male ego, the top of male competitiveness, the top of male machoism, the top of having money, right? They're at the top of this shit, right? And guess what Jay-Z does? He leaves Dame and Dash. He leaves all the bullshit behind and he gets married, man. Let's get into it, fellas. Marriage saved Jay-Z from having all these options all this time. When I saw Puff fucking Lori Harvey, who his son dated, I knew Puff was losing his mind, man. When I saw Puff fucking Young Miami, I knew Puff was losing his mind. I knew Puff had missed his exit at that point, man. You gotta get off. We just saw that with Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels took over the internet, man. He had a great narrative about high value men and what they qualify for. The problem about being a high value man is you have too many options at your disposal. And if you're not smart, like Puff, like Kevin Samuels, you start exploring all those options, right? You want more and more and more and more and more. You don't know when to stop. You want all the finest thing. And you don't want one is to be limited yourself. But the problem is when you have all them options, guess what happens? Kevin Samuels died on top of a bitch he met the night before. Listen what I'm telling you. The reason we knew Kevin Samuels dead because the bitch he met the night before woke up to him dead. The nigga died. The high value man with all the options died on top of the bitch he met before the night before. Now imagine if that man was married and he was faithful and he was committed to a family. Where would that man be? Chances are he'll be alive because he don't have all them options to destroy himself. The same way with Puff. Puff would not give up the options, man. You got to let that shit go. It's hurtful. As a nigga, listen, I had to do it. I had to let that shit go because that's what I realized marriage was for. Marriage and family and kids is about focus. It's about saying, all right, I'm through with it. I'm through with it. Valentine's Day come up, you got to do Valentine's Day for 8, 9 fine bitches just because it becomes too much. It's cool when you're young. You do it when you're young, but you got to get that shit up. You got to get focused and you got to get dedicated. And that's what the tool of marriage was for. That's what the tool of marriage has always represent. A man's ability to get focused and grow. Now, for the woman, marriage represents something else. Marriage represents her worth, right? Or her ability to keep a man's attention, right? For a man, marriage is a vehicle of self-control. And that's the only way you could have it in the land that are free, where you could do and have and fuck and who, whatever you want. That's not freedom, bruh. That's not freedom. You need to have these restrictions. You need to have this focus so you can grow and you can build. As a man, you hit a build. Everything Puff built is getting tore down because he didn't get married, because he didn't get focused, because he didn't lock in. The world give it to you and the world will take it away. The world will give it to you and the world will take it away. So as we look at his demise, man, he's sitting in prison. He's fucked up, but he's not like R. Kelly. He didn't fuck with kids. He not like Jeffrey Epstein. He didn't run no pedophile ring. He's just an over sexualized man that had power, but he still has some power to hold on to. He still has some friends, so he's gonna be fighting this. And that 1,000 bottles of baby oil, I don't really see it holding up because a lot of the people that participated was explicit in these endeavors and the things that he going on. He definitely not getting no racketeering sentence and no life sentence. That's not happening whatsoever. The sex trafficking part is still up for questioning because he was paying bitches to come. You know, it's like getting caught in the prostitution ring, so to speak, right? That's still up for questioning. So it's gonna be interesting to watch this whole thing play out because Puffy is not dumb. He just missed his exit. Make sure you don't miss yours, man. Young fellas, make sure you don't have your fun, man. Run through them hoes, fuck them hoes. I did it, man. I can't say not to do it. But make sure you don't miss your exit, man. Because everybody exit comes up. And if you don't miss it, ain't no telling where you'll end up, man. That is the Puffy topic. That's what we talking about. Tell me what y'all think about it in the comments. And if nothing else, make sure you hit that like button, man. If you really rock with me and you really want to support the channel, this is what I need you to do, man. Text the word salute to this number on the screen. Yes, text the word salute to this number on the screen, and you're going to join my personal text messaging service. It's free of charge to you, but I want to make sure that my supporters and the people that salute me get my videos first, man. I want to make sure YouTube never miss sending you one of these videos, and you get to catch my live shows, man, which are the livest shows on YouTube. Text the word salute to this number on the screen, and you're going to join my personal text message service and get all my videos, man, first directly to your phone, man. Appreciate you for watching. Thanks for tapping in. And like always, man, count